The first thing Kofi noticed wasn't the broken lock. It was the silence. Not the peaceful kind he'd grown used to after late shifts at the clinic. This silence felt wrong. Heavy, like the house itself was holding its breath. He pushed the door open slowly, his fingers trembling against the chipped wood. The living room was in disarray, drawers yanked out, cushions slashed open, the TV gone. A robbery. That much was obvious. But something else lingered beneath the surface. Something colder. "Khadija," he called softly. No answer. A sour taste crept into his mouth. Khadija should have been home. She'd texted him just an hour ago, complaining about the heat and asking if he could bring home ice cream. His footsteps echoed as he moved deeper into the house, past the overturned dining chairs, past the shattered glass on the floor. Then he saw it. A single footprint. Not just any footprint. Muddy, deep, and smeared with something darker than soil. Blood. His chest tightened. "Khadija." This time his voice cracked. He ran toward the bedroom. The door was slightly ajar. The smell hit him first. Metallic, sharp, unmistakable. Blood again. Inside, the wardrobe doors hung open. Clothes were strewn everywhere. Jewelry boxes emptied, their contents stolen. But that wasn't what froze him in place. It was the bed. The sheets were twisted, soaked in dark stains. One pillow lay on the floor, torn. The other, pressed deep into the mattress, as if someone had forced it down with violent intent. Kofi staggered backward, his mind refusing to connect the pieces forming in front of him. No, 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 no. Then he heard it. A faint sound. Not from the bedroom. From the bathroom. A weak, broken whimper. He turned slowly, every instinct screaming at him to run. But he couldn't. Not without knowing. The bathroom door was locked. "Khadija? It's me. Please say something." Silence. Then a soft scratch, like fingernails against tile. Kofi slammed his shoulder against the door once. Twice. On the third hit, it splintered open. Khadija was on the floor, barely conscious, bruised, her wrists bound with torn fabric. Blood matted her hair, and her breathing came in shallow, uneven bursts. For a moment, the world stopped. Then it shattered. The police would later call it a robbery gone wrong. But that wasn't true, because what happened in that house that afternoon wasn't just theft. It was layered, planned, personal, and far more sinister than anyone initially believed. Khadija survived. Barely. At the hospital, she drifted in and out of consciousness for 2 days before she finally spoke. "There were 2 of them," she whispered, her voice raw. "Maybe 3. Detective Mensah leaned closer. "Did you see their faces?" She shook her head weakly. "Masks, but one of them. He knew my name. That changed everything. This wasn't random. The investigation uncovered the first truth quickly. The robbery had been targeted. The thieves knew exactly what to take. Cash hidden in a false drawer, specific jewelry pieces Kofi had inherited, even a locked box in the wardrobe that only family knew about. But then came the second layer. Khadija's phone was missing. At first, it seemed like just another stolen item, until her sister mentioned something that made the detectives pause. "Khadija had been scared lately," she said. "She told me someone was blackmailing her." That's when the case shifted. Digital forensics recovered fragments from Khadija's cloud backup. Messages, threats, photos. Someone had been watching her, following her routine, recording her movements. There were even images taken through their bedroom window at night. And then the demand. "You don't pay, we come inside." She hadn't paid, but didn't stop there. As investigators dug deeper, they discovered something darker, something no one had expected. One of the suspects, a man named Kojo Baini, had a history of home invasions. But those cases weren't just about theft. In 3 previous robberies, victims had reported being restrained, humiliated, filmed. Those recordings were never found. Until now. Kojo's arrest came after a tip from a neighbor who remembered seeing a suspicious vehicle parked near Kofi's house days before the attack. When police raided his apartment, they found more than stolen goods. They found hard drives, dozens of them. Inside were hours of footage, victims recorded during robberies. Not just robbed, but terrorized. Forced to reveal bank details, secrets, even private moments, all under threat. Khadija was there too. Alive, terrified, pleading. Kofi couldn't bring himself to watch more than a few seconds. But the final revelation was the most disturbing. Kojo hadn't been working alone. Among the contacts in his phone was a familiar name. Someone close. Someone who had been inside Kofi's house before. Someone who knew where everything was kept. Kofi's cousin. Ya. The betrayal cut deeper than the crime itself. Ya had visited just weeks earlier. He'd laughed with them, shared meals, even helped fix a broken window latch. The same window the robbers later used to scout the house. He had given them everything. The layout, the schedule, the vulnerabilities. And in return, he got a share of the stolen money. In court, Khadija sat quietly as the evidence unfolded. The robbery, the assault, the blackmail, the recordings, the betrayal. It wasn't just a break-in. It was a calculated violation of trust, privacy, and safety. A crime layered with other crimes, each one more personal than the last. Kofi never fixed the broken door. He said he wanted to remember. Not the fear, not the blood, but the truth. That danger doesn't always come from strangers in the dark. Sometimes, it walks in through your front door, smiles at your table, and learns exactly how to destroy you. And somewhere, in a locked evidence room, those hard drives still sit, silent, heavy with the voices of victims who survived more than just a robbery. Because sometimes, the real crime isn't what gets stolen. It's what gets taken from you, that can never be returned. If this story shocked you, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more gripping true crime stories every week. What do you think? Was this a robbery gone wrong, or something much darker from the start? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one.